So we focused on repeat dispensing because we felt that it would increase patient compliance, reduce footfall, minimize patient inconvenience, save practice time and administration, and also save GP time in prescribing. Next slide, please. So we identified important steps in converting patients to repeat dispensing. One is around identification, and then it needs to be screened by the pharmacist, need patient's consent, and also we need to issue the prescription. Just see. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we did some process mapping, and in fact, we saw that actually, just having a list in itself was not enough. There are very complex pathways around converting patients from repeat prescriptions to repeat dispensing, and you can see from here, this is about 10% of what the entire map looks like. Very complex, and it's not just about conversion. There are risks associated with converting to batch repeat dispensing and so forth and so on. So we found that really helpful. Next slide, please. So in order to improve the efficiency and reduce time, so we developed the Accurex template, and the NHS England have now said that until kind of August, you don't actually need verbal consent from patients to convert them from repeat to repeat dispensing, as long as you send them some sort of information. So we developed an Accurex text here. You can change it to 2, 3, or 6 monthly, and then we send text message to patients. There's also an opt-out option at the bottom. If patients do not want to repeat dispense, then they can reply back. Next slide, please. So there was a list released by NHS Shared Business Authority, and it is practice specific. We obtained a list of 300 patients, and we went through the 6 practices, and you can see there is some variation around the uptake, and some practices were already doing repeat dispensing. Some weren't doing that much, but the blue is the baseline, and the burgundy one is the result after 2 weeks. So all practices had some element of increase in repeat dispensing. But next slide, please. The list that they had many problems. One was it was outdated, so the list were about a couple of weeks old. It picked up high-risk drugs such as methotrexate and was difficult to manage. So we developed our own protocol or a template, a search tool, and that we found more efficient. So if you go to the next slide, please. So we've tested this at the Wordsworth Health Centre. So the first graph you see, this search tool identified an extra 1,365 patients who are suitable and eligible for repeat dispensing conversion. So this was our activity over the next 9 days. So over the 9 days, we went from 743 to 951. We converted 208 patients to repeat dispensing. That's an increase of 28% from baseline, which means there's 208 less calls in the morning for repeat dispensing prescriptions and activity towards the practice. So we will pilot that in our network and see how things are. So that we found more effective than the NHS one. So next slide, please. Final 2 slides is there is some exciting work around the end-of-life search tool. So the search tool itself is being finalized with the update of the SNOMED codes. I was on call yesterday with the NHS national team, and hopefully it will be out soon. And I think Newham will be one of the first boroughs in this country to be piloted. So we will provide more information on that, and that is excellent news.